Okay, today I'm gonna set aside a little bit of time to listen to The King of Denmark by American composer Morton Feldman. This is a solo percussion piece with a very interesting score. It's one of Feldman's grid paper pieces, written in 1965. Um, and it's for solo percussion. You can see that each line of the musical score is just a 3 by something grid. And then in these boxes, he has different symbols. So on this first line, we have grace notes, dashed lines, numbers, and the letter R. And on the previous page, he sort of explains what all these things mean. So the way this piece works is that you read it from like left to right as a regular score, but instead of bar lines or rhythms, like each box is just a beat. Slowest you can play it is quarter equals 66. Um, and then sort of like a staff, you have these different regions um, with high at the top and low at the bottom. Medium, like the middle row of boxes is going to be like your medium sounds, then high, then low, and I think there can be sounds on the lines that are extremely high or extremely low. The performer is to sort of decide what the instruments are. It's sort of open instrumentation, although some things are required. And then it's a multi-percussion setup. Um, Feldman wants the dynamics to be extremely quiet, and thick horizontal lines indicate clusters. This happens sort of on the third page of the score. Well, yeah, these things. It's very open, but also very specific. It's kind of weird in that sense. And yeah, you do require a vibraphone and a glockenspiel, an antique cymbal, because that's the last thing you hear at the end of the piece. So yeah, it sort of embraces this variability in what percussionists play when they have a multi-perk setup. It gives a little bit more freedom, but it obviously requires a lot of different percussion instruments that can be played in sequence very rapidly. Yeah, if we look at this performance by Colin Frank, we have triangle, five, yeah, 6 gongs, and then a little washboard also suspended maraca, a little finger cymbal, maybe another gong here, brake drum and 3 different cowbells, tin can, toy snare drum, a piece of ceramic like flower pot, and then 3 different sizes of cymbal, a timpani at the back, bongos, conga, tom tom, mark tree, and all of this is close mic'd. Vibraphone is on the other side here. So that's sort of what the piece looks like in performance, more or less. I'm gonna have a link to this in the video description just so you can see it performed, because I think the score is fairly easy to come by if you're curious. And yeah, it's not a particularly long piece, like it's 3 pages long, um, and 6 minutes. So I'm just gonna give it a listen, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay, yeah. So my thoughts on this, I think it's probably his most successful grid paper piece, and it's surprisingly busy. I know there's a lot of silence and like moments for things to ring, but compared to late Feldman, it's a very busy piece. There's lots of sounds going on all the time, and I like this sort of like You can kind of see patterns in the score that emerge, like these two phrases here. You have uh, two, like you have four sounds at the same time, medium and low here, and then around the same point in the next line, medium and high, four sounds also vibrating. And similarly, you have like these little interludes of gongs, then skin, then cymbals, then bell-like sounds, and then as many different sounds as possible. Sort of this sort of breaking up the piece. The way that it's written out, it's sort of it looks very rigid, like you get one beat after another. But the way it's always interpreted is like very loose and free because, well, you have to make your way to all of these different sounds, and it's kind of hard to do that all in one beat. I think if you did like a very rigid performance of this, it wouldn't sound very musical, and that's not what most performers do. There's this very rubato feeling to any performance I've heard of this. Part of the fun is also like trying to make a setup that makes this work. So it's a nice little exercise in multi-perk setup stuff. Next, we're going to listen to some Kaya Sariaho. She has a piece for percussion and electronics. I think it's called Six Japanese Gardens. So that'll be the next one. It might be our third Sariaho episode as well. So that's good. I usually make a playlist once I have three pieces from a single composer. So yeah, that'll be that.